lot of picks, guys. College basketball will be getting on Wednesday, and we have a lot of coverage here on this feast week, as they call it here, Thanksgiving week. Hope everyone will have a great Thanksgiving. Let's take a look at the crew for today's show. We'll have a good show. We got Damon Sosh will sign in bottom of the hour. Mitch will join us. He's got to play. He really likes this college basketball card for Wednesday, don't you, Mitch?
I absolutely do. I love dogs, and we know early college basketball, the dogs are barking.
They certainly are. Alex Smart will join us as well. Chris Ruffalo will show as co-host. Alan Enos and Shane Mickle will also join us. Let's go ahead and welcome my co-host, Chris Ruffalo. And Chris will join us here on the drive-thru. Chris, ready for the show? A lot of college basketball picks today.
Absolutely. It's my favorite time of the year. College basketball, one of my favorite sports. I've been waiting with bated breath for this for a while, so I'm ready to go.
We're ready to go. We've been talking about it. We've been previewing. We've done our homework. We've been looking at the preseason guides. Some of these 500-page manuals we've been reading. We're ready to roll. So let's go ahead and welcome Alex Smart to the show. Alex, how you doing today?
Good. How you guys doing today?
Oh, can't complain. All right, to Alex Smart. You see him at the top of the leaderboards over at the Pig Dogs, and you know college basketball is coming up. He's ready to destroy these bookmakers. You're looking at a really good game here. Two named schools, Clemson and Mississippi State, here will kick off the show.
Yeah, this one's down in Brevard County in Florida, and which we have obviously a neutral court game, but I think it matters this time of year anyway because there's nobody really around watching these games other than on TV and, closed circuit. But anyway, to get down to business here, I'm going to take a dog. Mitch likes some dogs. Well, I like this dog. I like Mississippi State. I know Mississippi State's lost some important players here. Perry's gone, Woodward's gone. But, they've got other big men to sort of plug into those spots, and I think they're going to do fine. I know Clemson has 4 returning starters, but, these are just Clemson plays a grinding style of basketball. I don't think anything's going to change this year. And I just think Mississippi State has enough guns, plug-in guns from what they lost last year, to be able to sit here and, get some points for us and get enough points for us to get us covered.
All right, so we got our pick in from Alex Smart. He goes, go ahead and take Mississippi State plus the 4.5 against Clemson. You talk grind. You think Ben Highland, Mississippi State there, Chris?
Absolutely, and it's not often that Alex Smart and I butt heads, but I think we might have to on this one. The problem for me with Mississippi State is just that, Alex makes a very good point. They do have a lot of plug-and-play players, but it's still going to take, I think, a little bit of time for them to gel together. You still have guys like Abdul Adu in that lineup. They're bringing in Jalen Johnson from Louisiana. The problem was Louisiana wasn't the most defensively efficient team last year. I do think that, Amir Sims and Alamir Dawes for Clemson. I just like the fact that they're bringing back 4 starters with a lot of experience, and the line seems about right in this game. I think if Clemson's going to win, it's going to be about 6 points, or it's either going to be an outright Mississippi State win. But I'm personally on Clemson myself, and this one laying the 4.5.
All right, button heads with Alex. All right, Alex, you let us off here with Mississippi State laying the points here with our buddy Ben Howland, the old UCLA coach. All right, why don't you let everybody know what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, we're going to have some college basketball tomorrow. Obviously, we're taking a night off tonight to sort of study the board, and we'll have enough selections to keep everybody in a profitable mindset tomorrow. And on and on we go.
All right, guys, you can see Alex Smart there, nearly 1,000 units year-to-date documented over at Pig Dogs Premium. Why not pick up one of those long-term passes, have third-day all-sports pass, to get you all of Alex's picks, NFL, college football, and, of course, college basketball. A lot of volume of college basketball coming up here in this month, Feast Week, and, of course, we get you in the early part of December. All right, Alex, as always, great having you show. Continue that profitable performance, and we'll talk with you next week.
Appreciate it. Take care, guys. Have a good day.
All right. Our buddy Alex Smart here on the drive-thru. All right, joined here by Chris Ruffalo. All right, Chris, you're on deck, buddy. You came in with the game here. Arizona State's game I thought was postponed, but they were able to find an opponent here in Rhode Island.
Yeah, and thankfully they did, because I was excited to see this Arizona State team in action. I mean, Rhode Island was and has been one of the more profitable and underrated teams, I think, in the A-10 over the last few years. They posted 6 straight winning seasons, but I think this year's going to be a bit of a rough patch for the Rams. They lose 3 double-digit scores from last year's team, including double-double machine Cyril Langevin, who was a rebounding threat every time he took the floor, and Tyrese Martin, who transferred to UConn. But the good news for Rhode Island is that they bring back Fats Russell, who had 18.8 points, 4.6 assists per game last season. The problem is there's not many proven complementary pieces around him, the one being Malik Martin, who transferred in from Charlotte. He put up 9 points per game for the 49ers last year, but I need to see a little bit more. Arizona State, on the other hand, they lost Rob Edwards and they lost Romello White to Ole Miss. But the Sun Devils, they got a huge boost with Remy Martin and Alonzo Verge, who could have declared for the draft, decided to take one more run with Arizona State. And I think Bobby Hurley lucked out here. You have a Pac-12 all-team first-team preseason selection in Martin, who had 19.1 points, 4.1 assists per game last year. Verge, 14.6 points. But the thing is, the Sun Devils also reloaded by getting a pair of top 20 recruits in Josh Christopher and Marcus Bagley. Christopher averaged almost 40 points per game and 11 rebounds in his last season at high school. You got familiar faces there as well. Luther Muhammad from Ohio State, Holland Woods from Portland State. There's a lot of talent on this Arizona State team. I think we got a 10-point win at least for Arizona State, so I'll lay the points with the Sun Devils in this one over Rhode Island.
All right, Chris, let's go ahead and take the points. Arizona State minus the 8, and always have good shooters, good ball handlers there for Hurley's club. All right, Chris, why don't you let everybody know what you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, we still got, obviously, again, like Alex mentioned, there's no games tonight. That doesn't mean that we can't put people on winners going forward. We got a 3-day pass, 7-day, 30-day pass. My taster, my sampler main course, or my yearly buffet up over at the website. Also got the college basketball season pass up there. Guys, these are going to be some of your best values, some best bang for your buck, as opposed to just the daily packages, because these are going to put money in your pocket and they're going to save you some money as well. So, hop on one, find a cap you like, hop on one of those longer term packages. Let's start making some money.
All right, guys, yeah, that's right. Check out Chris Ruffalo over at Pig Dogs Premium. Get that long-term pass. We got a 7-day pass, a 3-day, 30-day all-sports pass. All of his plays, 30 days, NFL, college football, college hoops. And, of course, NBA, the first couple of days of NBA are in play now because the NBA begins on December the 22nd. All right, Chris will continue here with us on the drive-through as we continue our coverage here, and we're gonna speed right through this, guys. We no chit chat. We get you the picks right away. And of course, if you miss any selections, you sign in late. We always recap the shows of the play at the end of the show. So let's go ahead and welcome in El Nino. Sal, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
All right, very well. New sport on Wednesday. It's college basketball, and you're gonna be looking at one of the marquee TV games, Villanova and Boston College.
Yeah, this is one of the bigger ones. Obviously, Villanova, top 5 team, one of the better teams. And I guess this is a bit of a mismatch, as it indicated by the spread. Boston College isn't a horrible team by any means. But I don't expect them to be quite ready for this matchup as their season opener. Don't usually talk or bring coaches up often, but Jay Wright's definitely up there with the best of them, and I expect him to have his team ready for this one. They've got some good players coming back, and I expect them to take care of business here in the season opener. They waited a long time. Had a lot of question mark about whether they were going to play or not. I expect all these good players to come out. Excited to play in their first game, and I think this spread, it's a lot of points, which might not make it as a premium play. Again, don't usually like laying too many points, but I think this is a spread this team can cover.
A lot of points here, laying some lumber, 13.5 with Villanova against BC. This is early in the season. Of course, Villanova, really highly touted team by a lot of the preview magazines. Chris, what's your thoughts here, laying this type of number early?
Early on, I kind of tried to talk myself into Boston College here, because I'm just like, first game of the season, you have to wonder how seriously Villanova is going to take a team like Boston College. The problem was that even with guys like Jake Heath and Winston Tabbs, who are familiar with playing big boys like your Dukes and North Carolinas, the ACC, Boston College just still has trouble scoring. Villanova, you got guys like Colin Gillespie, Jeremiah Robinson, Earl. These guys that are first team all conference coming into the season. And the thing is, I think Villanova is just a far better team here. They brought in Caleb Daniels from Tulane, who had almost 17 points a game last year as well. So I don't think scoring is going to be an issue for Villanova here. I can easily see a 15-point win for the Wildcats. So I'd probably lay the points with Villanova here as well on a neutral floor.
Neutral floor, of course, Villanova always have the really good guard play. Can they control the basketball? That's something to look at. All right, Al, what you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I had a decent day today in the Champions League. Got a few, not quite as many games I like as much as today, but there's a couple good ones tomorrow as well. And of course, a lot of great basketball games to start digging into as well. So we'll be doing that, and then moving on to football starting back up on Thursday.
That's right. Football on Thursday. College basketball right now on the mind here. Wednesday, a big day, a big card, and a good time to pick up El Nino's is a long-term pass right now. Third day all sports pass now available over at Pig Dogs Premium. So once you get on board with El Nino's, your performance is pretty good past 7 days, and those long-term passes will get you locked in with all of El's picks from the major sports like college football, NFL, and college basketball. All right, Al, great having your show as always. Have a great night, and we'll talk with you. We'll talk with you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.
All right, everybody. El Nino's here on the drive-through. All right, we're continuing on with some more picks, guys. Big college basketball card. Don't forget, we're here Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time with the drive-through. Now with college basketball starting, tune in. We do the picks rapid fire, and we'll get you ready. Get you out of here before the top of the hour so you can get down to your games and, of course, watch the great action on television. There's a lot of tip-offs at 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, we'll continue on. Let's welcome Shane Mickle to the show. Shane, how are things going? See you about the top of the leaderboard. You returned 200 units yesterday. Would you have the side and total Monday Night Football?
Yeah, I did. I had them both and parlayed them together, too, accidentally on my betting app. So that was a nice payout.
Yeah, nice payout. I know I like that site as well. I was with you there. I didn't touch the total there, but I saw that you were there. I think Rod Zawacki was on there too. Had some really good picks yesterday. All right, so today's a new day, and we got college basketball on the mind. You'll be looking at this TCU and Houston Baptist game.
Yeah, this Houston Baptist TCU game all comes down to the Houston Baptist defense. They're a team that doesn't defend. They didn't defend last year. They said they want to defend a little more this year, but it's mostly the same core guys back last year. TCU does play a little slower of a pace, but looking back at their stats from last year, they put up 95 points. They put up 90 points early in the season against some of these bad defenses, and I think this is one is going to turn into a track meet. I like this one to go well over the total.
All right, Shane says take over the total. Let's ask Chris Ruffalo, TCU, Houston Baptist. TCU, one of those up and down teams in the Big 12, but here we are in the non-conference, where they've had success in the past.
No, they absolutely have. And, far be it from me to consider an under in a Houston Baptist game for a Huskies team that gave up almost 94 points a game last year. And, even if that were to happen, all we have to really do is have Houston Baptist score 50 or 60. And even against the higher quality teams, they were still putting up 65, 70 points. So I think this one does go well over. My concern for TCU is the lack of, Desmond Bain. He was really the guy that made that Horned Frogs offense go, but a lot of things were going against that Houston Baptist defense, and I could easily see this one hitting 160, 165. So give me the over here as well.
All right, over the total here. Agreement there with Shane here on Shane Mickle's play, TCU and Houston Baptist over total of 147. All right, Shane, as we approach the bottom of the hour, what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I'm after the show's over and lock in a couple college basketball like tomorrow. Still number one in college football, so hop on one of those long-term passes and let's have a good weekend of winning.
Yeah, good weekend of winning there from Shane Mickle. And, of course, I know, Shane, you cover MMA. They can find your work over at Pig Dog Sports Chat Place.
Yep, that'll be up here either tonight or tomorrow. And I'm excited for that card this weekend, so that should be a lot of fun.
Something else for you guys to check out over at the sites. All right, pick up a long-term pass. Shane Mickle, number one documented college football for the season, over 940 units. College football, we got big games coming up Thursday, a big card Friday and Saturday. Good time to get on board. Why not get that 7-day pass? Get all of Shane's plays for 7 days. That'll cover you Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I think there's a Sunday game as well. Arizona State, I see scheduled. Let's hope they play because I know they've had their COVID issues. So we may have college football about 4-day weekend there, Shane.
That would be nice. And the last Sunday game I hit on. So let's do that again. Sunday winner.
Hey, a Sunday winner from Shane Mickle, guys. Number one college football. Check them out over at Pig Dogs Premium. Shane, as always, great having your show. Have a great night. We'll talk with you next week.
All right, sounds good. Have a good night, you guys.
All right, everybody. Shane Mickle here on the drive-through. We'll continue on. And, of course, we're going to welcome Mitch to the show. You'll listen to Mitch and watch him early in the morning. You can catch him also on the halftime shows that he produces here on Pig Dogs as well as Sports Chat Premium. Let's welcome Mitch. And let's see, we got him in here. Mitch, how you doing today, my man?
I'm hanging in there. Just sitting here in the studio. I've been here since the morning show, continuing to do my videos for tomorrow's college basketball.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of games to cover. And just overall here, what's your thoughts on the upcoming season?
I'm excited to see it. I think that, there's a few new wrinkles coming, in college basketball. I think, one of the things we talked about quickly before the show was, some of the better teams have guys that they were hoping were going to step in and fill some shoes, transfer out and go to smaller schools where they're going to get immediate playing time. And then on the other side, some of the superstar players from some of the smaller schools, mid-majors, moved up and are playing with the bigger teams. So it's kind of like there's this reciprocation, and we're going to see how it all shakes out.
All right, Mitch, you're going to be looking at Eastern Michigan and Michigan State. I know the Coach Izzo's had a bout there with COVID, but big line here. Michigan State favored 20.5.
Yeah, and the line went up to 21. I've seen it as high as there, but I'm still not buying into it. Michigan State, a gigantic public team, always is, and that usually means that there's opportunity. Got to remember that Michigan State lost their two best players, Tillman and Winston. They were the team. I mean, not just last year, but for 3 years. Winston was the team. Tillman, of course, taken in the second round of the NCAA draft. Winston, NBA draft. So it's, there's only 60 guys taken in the NBA draft. They had 2 of them, and they were both on the roster. They had to replace those guys. Langford is back, but this guy's been injured the bulk of his career. I can hardly see them pressing him hard if they're up, double digits in this game. I just don't think that Michigan State has the guns, at least not together. I think, obviously, Izzo's always going to have talent on that Michigan State roster. I just don't see them coming together in week 1, game 1, right out of the gate to have that team chemistry, to blow out an Eastern Michigan team that plays some pretty hard defense. They're going to hang around, and they have transfers coming the other way from Missouri and Kansas State. So, teams that can play, guys, if you can get recruited by those type of teams, you can play. And that's what we're going to see for Eastern Michigan. Some guys who are out to prove a point. I think they stay within 18, 19 points, no problem.
All right, Mitch here on Eastern Michigan plus the 20.5. All right, Chris, what say you in this matchup?
One of my points, it's all about, for Michigan State, if Josh Langford can actually stay healthy. I mean, he hasn't stepped on a court since December of 2018, so there's going to be still an adjustment process, even if he's been working out in that time frame. And, I think Eastern Michigan's best transfer was actually Drew Lauder from Holy Cross, bringing in 14 points a game. I think he's going to be a valuable scoring punch for the Eagles. And like Mitch said, that Michigan State team, it's going to be their first game of the season. When Michigan State beat Eastern Michigan by 53 last year, that was about 10 games into the season. This team was rolling. They still had all their players. They're missing Winston and Langford, and I think they're going to be taking. It's going to take a while to get fully comfortable in this lineup. So I like Eastern Michigan in the points as well.
All right, voting here on the taking the points here with Eastern Michigan. All agree on this one. All right, Mitch, approaching the bottom of the hour. What's going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
I have my normal premium packages. I didn't put out anything special for college basketball, but I just want to let everybody know that I'm going to be more of a regular here on the drive-thru. Obviously, I'm not going to take over the hosting roles, anything like that, of that nature. But I'm going to do a regular spot here in the bulk of the picks that I'm going to give out on the drive-thru. Hopefully 4 times a week is what I'm thinking right now. These will be exclusive picks that I won't give out anywhere else. They're not going to be given in the premium area. They won't be given on the morning show, and they won't be given in videos. They're only going to be available right here on the drive-thru, so tune in every day. The whole new speed format, this was the original concept that Tony and I came up with when we thought of the idea for the show, and I think we're starting to see the move in that direction. This will get you to your bets faster, and with it being college basketball and games starting 7 o'clock Eastern, we're going to get you there with the bets and with the best information, of course, with the best cappers in the world at Pick Dogs Premium and Sports Chat Place Premium.
That's right, guys. So check us out over at Pig Dogs Premium. We're going to speed through the plays, less chit-chat, or get right to the picks. I know you guys, we want to get you ready to get your bets in for those 7 p.m. Eastern starts, and there are going to be a lot of start times here as we get right into the college basketball season. Of course, that'll work our way into NBA later in December. All right, Mitch, as always, great having you on your show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll be listening to you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Thanks for having me. It's fun being the guest.
All right. Mitch, the guest here on the drive-thru. All right, guys, we'll continue on. We're going to go ahead and wire in Damian Sosh. You'll find him as well over at Pig Dogs Premium. Let me get him up here. Let's see. Hopefully he's signed on because we are moving. We are really rapidly moving through the show. You are here. All right, Damian, how are things going today?
I'm here.
Good.
Good. Looking forward to college basketball starting up tomorrow for sure.
Outstanding. All right, Damian, you're going to be looking at this. And Man, you were picking on some canceled games, but you stepped up here in the last hour and you found a game for us, Drake and Kansas State. So what do you think?
Yeah, taking a look at this one, I like Drake getting the points in this one. Kansas State last season just 11-20 off one of their worst seasons in like 20 some years. And to make matters worse, they lost their top three scorers from last year on a team that averaged just 64 points per game. Now Bruce Weber, he does have a fairly decent recruiting class coming in. But the same thing that Mitch just mentioned with Michigan State, those kids are going to need some time to gel together. I've read some things where they've actually had to include the referees in their practice so it could actually get a full scrimmage going. So I don't think Kansas State's going to be, up for it for this game. And they're going to be playing a pretty good Drake team. This is a pretty good mid-major team. They won 20-plus games 2 years in a row. They returned a decent amount of their team from last year, a really good guard in Roman Penn. I really do like this team. Last season, Drake, 24-7-1 against the spread, best in the country. And I'm going to take them again. I take them with the points against Kansas State in this one.
All right, Damien Saj says go ahead and take Drake plus the 6 against Kansas State. Chris, what say you in this matchup with Weber's team?
Yeah, this was a game that I sort of circled because you know what? As bad as Kansas State to me might be the Akron of college basketball, at least heading into the season. Just nothing going on, nothing going right for this team. And I mean, eight players gone from an already bad team, and there's not much coming in otherwise. You're in trouble if you're Bruce Weber. I think going into the season, Drake is a team that can definitely come in, hang with the big boys. I personally think it's a crime that they're not at least being considered for a bigger conference. Not to say that the Missouri Valley is anything of a slouch, but Drake's been one of those up and coming teams in the last couple of years. Damien mentioned Roman Penn. Definitely, he's the key to that offense, and I think Drake has a chance to win this game outright. But I'll definitely take the points with Drake as well. I think this is a game that comes down to the last couple of possessions in the game.
All right, another vote there on the Drake side, taking the points here in this matchup. All right, Damien, bottom of the hour, what's going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
I'm definitely looking forward to this week's plays. A lot going on here with Thanksgiving weekend. I have 2 plays up right now for college football for Thanksgiving. Definitely going to be getting the NFL plays up there, and obviously college basketball will be either up late tonight or very early tomorrow morning, so definitely check it out.
All right, guys, check out Damien Sasha over at Pig Dogs Premium. You'll see him perform very well over at the site with his premium selections. Why not pick up a long-term pass? Get him for 7 days. Get all of his plays, NFL, college football, and college basketball for 7 days. You'll find that over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Damien, as always, great having you on your show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you next week.
Thanks, guys. You too.
All right, everybody, Damien Sasha here on the drive-through. All right, we'll continue on. Now it's time for my play. And we're going to be looking at this Oklahoma State and UT Arlington game. And for this one, I'm going to be looking at it's been a lot of dogs. I'm going to continue with the dogs here on the show. We're going to take UT Arlington plus the 6.5 here. Let me put that up for you guys so you can see it against Oklahoma State. Now, Oklahoma State, they returned only one starter from last season. Now, this was a disappointing Cowboys team that finished 7-11 in the Big 12. The program is banned from this upcoming NCAA tournament. They lost 2 of their scholarship players to transfer. Oklahoma State, a poor shooting team from last season. They're young. Now, the Mavericks, they replenished their roster with talented transfers. UT Arlington did defend well last season. That's the type of team they are. They will defend you. They're at home for this game. Remember, in the non-conference, they did play Gonzaga and Houston tough, covering in those games in the non-conference. It's basically their defense. They got a really good backcourt. That's their strength of the team, and they have depth. It's going to be ugly. They may lucky if they get over 50, both of them. But in this type of grind-out defensive-style game, I'll take the points here with UT Arlington plus 6.5. What say you, Chris?
Yeah, I tried to stay away from the side in this game because, like you said, Tony, Oklahoma State is going to be a bit of an adjustment without, a lot of familiar faces in that lineup. I know we were talking about it before the show. This is going to be the coming out party for Cade Cunningham for this Oklahoma State team. It's just going to be interesting to see how he does in his first collegiate game. But you know what? I think for me, I would lean more towards the total. I like your idea of the game in the 50s here. I would lean more towards the under once I can see a total. But I think this is a game where the first to 60 wins if they make it to 60. This is just going to be a physical, it's going to be a lot of hucking and chucking shots up, especially from 3-point range, because these two teams love to shoot. But I also think the UT Arlington is a team that does well in dominates conference play, but they're as good of a coin flip as they are in non-conference play, and they could actually take out Oklahoma State here. I'm going to lean towards the under here in what should be a hard-fought game.
Okay, hard-fought grind-style game. All right, guys, here on the drive-thru. Of course, I have selections there at Pig Dogs Premium, so take a look at one of my long-term packages over there on the side. All right, continue on here on the drive-thru. As this is our new format, guys. We go right to the picks, less chit-chat, right to each handicapper, and away you go to go make your bets. So now it's time to go ahead and recap the picks from today's show. All right, Alex Smart on early. He was with Mississippi State plus 4.5 against Clemson. Chris Ruffalo, Arizona State -8 against Rhode Island. And Al Ninos was on Villanova -13.5 against BC. Shane, he was on TCU Houston Baptist, go over total of 147. Damon Sosh, Drake, +6 against Kansas State. And Mitch was on a dog as well. Eastern Michigan +20.5 against Michigan State. Yours truly, UT Arlington +6.5 against Oklahoma State. And of course, let's go. We'll start. Well, we'll get Al in. I think Al is still wired in. We're going to bring him in on this thing. We always do. But we'll start here with you, Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Well, I'm from Toronto, so I wouldn't be. I'd be a bit remiss if I didn't take a look at Drake. You know, this is the only Drake that I like on the board tonight is the Drake Bulldogs. So I like Drake getting the 6 points against Kansas State in a game that I think Drake could actually win outright.
All right, he likes that. He likes that side, Drake. All right, now we got you wired in here. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I'll take all the points and brownie points I can get. I'll go with Mitch's pick at 20.5.
20.5
there. Eastern Michigan.
Okay, we do have one favorite there from Chris Ruffalo with Arizona State -8 against Rhode Island, but I like Alex's play here. Mississippi State plus the 4.5 against Clemson. All right, that was our show, The Drive-Thru, guys. Remember, we're back on tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time, doing it all over again. Wednesday, we'll have a lot of more college basketball picks dissecting this board for the primetime games on Wednesday, so be sure to tune in. And, of course, we'll also lead you into some football picks as well, so be sure to tune us in that Thursday NFL slate. And, of course, everything starts here on Pig Dogs Premium and Sports Chat Plates in the morning with the morning show with Mitch at 10 a.m. Eastern time. All right, let's bring in the crew from today's show. Give everybody a nice wave goodbye and have a good night, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.